Now I am going to start the next concept, that is inheritance in Java. In C++ already we have seen this concept. Inheritance means what? Suppose there is already something present and using that you want to create something new. That is just a concept of inheritance. The inheritance is also called as a is-a relationship, and what is the main purpose behind using this inheritance concept? That is nothing but reusability. For example, you have already created something, one class suppose you have already created, and same functionality you want in any other class. Then you can create a new class using the already created class as a base class. This is just a concept of inheritance, and here we can achieve reusability. This biggest advantage of inheritance is reusability. Now the next point is, see, to achieve inheritance in Java we have to use extends keyword. Suppose there is something already present and from that you are creating new one. Means if you have created any class and from that you are creating any new class, by extending that class, means just extend keywords itself indicate that extension you are providing there, something additional features you are adding in that. That is the concept of inheritance. The biggest advantage of inheritance is reusability, and that is also called as a is-a relationship. Why it is called as is-a? Let for example see, suppose there is one class, let class A, and from that you are creating one more class, let class B. Here class B extends class A. Class B extends class A. Getting? That's why this type of relationship is called as a is-a relationship. Why? See, you can say here like class A is a part of class B. That's why it is called as a is-a relationship. Class A is a part of class B. Getting? That's why it is called as a is-a relationship. Now the next point is, see, reusability. See, you know, we are reusing this class A. Reusing means whatever present inside this class A, everything will come inside class B automatically in this concept. That's why this is the point. Then extends keyword we have to use here to do this. Now A is a base class and this class is called as a derived class. This class A is also called as a parent class, and this is called as a child class. Now how to do this with the help of extends keyword in Java? See, in this way, let suppose we have created one class A and here there are some members of that class A, but I want whatever present inside A in this A B class, then we have to write like this, extends A, and just write extended features only here, because already whatever present features already came here and we have to just write whatever added features, and in this way we can achieve inheritance in Java using extends keyword. Now one simple example I am going to explain with the help of this inheritance concept, how to achieve this in Java. You will get better idea then. See, let I am creating one class P. P for parent. Okay, class P first I will create. Inside that this P is capital. Okay, always remember that the first letter of that class should be capital letter. That is just a naming convention and it is better to follow that. In class B, here simple one method I am writing, let public void let M1. This is a method of this class, and here just I am writing SOPLN in P, in parent class. That's it. This is our class P. It is having only one method M1. Now I want to create new class from this one. Here I am giving new class name as a class C, that is for child. C is capital here. Now again here you have to write one more method. See, public void M2, and inside that just SOPLN in child. That's it. Now see, whenever we consider only class P, it is having only this M1 method. If we are considering only class C, then it is only having this method. These are not linked together now. But whenever we write like this, extends P, the meaning of that, this C class is having all the properties whatever present inside this P class. Automatically will come whenever we write like this, extends P. Means this C class is extending the features of P class. That is only the meaning. Now see, in main what we have to write. For that again we have to create one more class. Let class test, and inside that public static void main string args. Here we have created class P and it is having internally M1 method. Created class C, and C here I am writing extends P, means this class we have created from this class P, and automatically all the features of P will came here. Okay, means this is having two methods, M1 and M2 in it, and this parent class is having only one method, M1. Now in this main I am creating one object of this P class. How to create? Simple. P, let I am writing obj1 equal to new P. This is the way to create object. Now here simple, we have created object of P class. Suppose I am writing like this, obj1 dot m1 and obj1 dot m2. This is the first case you have to keep in mind. See, here we have created one object of this parent and I am calling M1 method. Yes, of course we can easily call, because this is the method of parent class, and here the reference is of type P. Always consider reference. Reference is of type P, then we can easily call method inside that P class. Here we have called like obj1.m1. Here we will get output like in parent class. No problem. But if we call like this obj1.m2, is it valid? No, because this object is of type parent, means this reference and this object, everything is of type parent P, and that's why we cannot call like this. Here you will get compile time error. Now the next, suppose I am creating one object of child class. How to create? Simple. C obj2 equals to new C. Here reference is of type C, object also is of type C. Here consider this is just like a reference and this is object. Okay, this will be created at runtime. If we call like this obj2.m1 and obj2.m2, no problem, because reference is of type child, object is of type child. We can call both the methods here. Here it will easily work. Here you will get output like in parent class, then in child class. Both you will get. Now let us see, I am writing here the next part. Here parent class reference is capable of holding child class object. Now how to do that? Here we will create parent class reference. Let P obj3 equals to, we have to write new child, means C. This is perfectly valid, no problem. Getting? And suppose I am calling like this now, obj3.m1 and obj3.m2. Now tell me whether it will work. See, here reference is of type parent, object is of type child. Whenever we call like this obj3.m1, it is perfectly valid because reference is of type parent. Here this will again give you compile time error. Why? Because reference will be always checked. This object will be, means this will be created at runtime, it will not be checked. That's why here again you will get compile time error. This is not valid. These points you must know. Here see, reference is of type parent, object is of type parent, then we can call only parent class method. When object is of type child, reference again, see object means this part. This is of type child, this reference is of type child. Then we can call both parent class methods as well as child class methods. See, this is perfectly okay. Here you will not get compile time error because parent class reference can hold object of child. It is perfectly valid, and this concept we are going to use in polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. See, there are two types of polymorphism, compile time and runtime. Again, in compile time there is a method overloading concept. In runtime there is a method overriding concept. If base class and derived class both are having same method signature, then that will be the concept of method overriding. That is the concept of method overriding. Here there is no virtual function concept, but method overriding we can achieve, and in that part we will see this point. Means parent class reference and object is of type child. It will be helpful in case of that polymorphism concept. There I will explain everything. But here, see, we can do this. It is okay now. Means we can store object of child inside reference of parent. It is perfectly valid. Always keep in mind this point. But we can call only parent class methods. We cannot call all child class methods there. This is the point. Next, suppose I am writing like reference is of type child, like C obj 4 and is equal to, suppose I am writing new P. Means here what I am doing? Reference is of type child, and inside that I am storing object of parent. Here you will get compile time error, but you must know this point. We cannot store any parent class object in the reference of child class. Getting? Here again you will get error. That error will be incompatible types. Getting? Means here you can write this only this part. This is not allowed because here you will get compile time error. You can write this is perfectly valid. You can write this part, but this will give you compile time error, and again this will give you compile time error. You must know where you will get compile time error, which is valid, which is not valid, everything you must know. That's why I have explained this program. Okay, now here simple way is there. You can create one class, simple class, and from that you can create any other class using extends keyword, and this is the concept of inheritance. With any reference you can create any object you can create, but better way, whatever reference you are creating, in the same object you should create. Then if parent class object, parent class reference, you can call parent class method only. Child class method you cannot call. The second point is, in child class reference you can store easily child class object. It is perfectly valid. It is a normal, and here you can call parent method as well as child method, because already parent method is here at this place. You can consider. Next point is, you can create parent class object reference, and inside that you can store, actually you are storing here reference of that newly created object inside this obj3. Here child class object you are creating, but reference is of type parent. Here you can call only parent class methods. Child class methods you cannot call. Here you will get compile time error. And the last point is, suppose you are creating reference of type child, and inside that you are storing a reference of parent class object, then this is not allowed. Keep in mind these points. These are very much important. Okay, and this inheritance concept we have to use for reusability. Getting? And one more point, this is called as is a relationship. That's it. Now we have to see the next point, that is types of inheritance. Now here I am going to explain types of inheritance. Actually here all types I will explain. From that, what are supported by Java, not supported by Java, how to implement, everything I will explain here. Let us see, the first type of inheritance is a single inheritance. It is very much simple. Okay, single inheritance means, let there is one class A and from that you are creating new class B. New class means just you are extending the features of A inside B. This type of inheritance means only one base class, only one parent class and one child class. This type of relationship or this type of inheritance is called as a single inheritance. Now how to achieve this in Java? So simple, you have to write like this. First we will create like class A and some statements may be there, means whatever methods or any data members, then that you have to write here. Next you have to write like class B extends A and then write down code from that class B. This is just a single inheritance concept. Simple. Now next one is multi-level inheritance. Only public inheritance is applicable in case of Java. That means Java doesn't support that private or protected inheritance just like C++. Java only supports public inheritance. Okay. Now multi-level inheritance means there is only one class A. From that you are creating B class and again from that you are creating C. This is nothing but just a levels. Multiple levels are there, then that is called as a multi-level inheritance. How to achieve this in Java? Simple way. Let class A you have created, it is having some code inside it, then class B extends A. In this way you have to write. Then just write down some code here, then class C extends B. This is a multi-level inheritance. Okay. Now the next is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means there are multiple base classes and from that you are creating only one derived class. That is the concept of multiple inheritance. Let A and B and from that you are creating one derived class, that is C. But Java doesn't support this multiple inheritance. You cannot write like this. Suppose you try to write like this. Let class A is there you have created, then class B, and suppose you are writing like this, class C extends A comma B. Suppose you try to write this like this, then you will get compile time error. This is not valid in Java, not supported by Java. But you must know what is multiple inheritance. Like C++ supports this multiple inheritance. Now the next is hierarchical inheritance. That is again supported by Java, perfectly valid in Java. See, hierarchical inheritance means there is only one base and from that you are creating multiple derived classes. Means there is one A class, this is a parent class and from that you are creating multiple child classes. See, now here suppose you are writing, let B class is there, C class is there, D class is there. See, this B class is having all the features of A as well as its own features. C will have all the features of A and again its own features. Similarly in case of D, means this B, C and D multiple classes you are creating from one parent class, that is A, and here multiple child classes are there. This concept is called as a hierarchical inheritance. That is perfectly valid in Java. You can achieve in Java. How? See, in this way, first you have to create class A and then class B, write down here, extends A. Then again you have to create one more class, like class C extends again A and class extends again A. In this way you can achieve hierarchical inheritance. If more than one classes are here, suppose there are only two classes you are deriving from A, then this is again hierarchical inheritance. Okay. Now the last one is hybrid inheritance. That is not valid in case of Java. Java doesn't support hybrid inheritance. Hybrid means Mix, combination means combination of all different types of inheritance is nothing but a hybrid inheritance that is not supported by Java because it may have internally multiple inheritance in it. For example, like diamond structure may be like this. Suppose there is one base class, from that you are creating two classes B and C, and from that you are creating one class D. Okay, in this way, suppose there is a structure. Actually, multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. That's why you cannot achieve this hybrid inheritance in Java. Okay, these are different types of inheritance in Java. The first one is single inheritance, only one parent, one child. Multi-level, one parent is there, from that you are creating one child class. The child class itself will act as a parent for the next. Okay, then multiple inheritance means more than one classes, from that you are creating only one class, but this is not valid. You cannot achieve in case of Java. You can achieve this. See, this is not valid using extends keyword, but you can achieve using interface concept. In the next lecture, we will see how to achieve that using interface concept. But before that, you must know what is interface. Next one is hierarchical inheritance, one base, from that you are creating multiple derived classes, and hybrid inheritance means combination of all. See, there is one more concept, that is cyclic inheritance, but that is again not supported by Java. But what is that, you must know. Let you are writing like this, class A, suppose you have created in this way, and again you are writing like this, let class, here suppose you are writing class B extends A. Suppose you have written like this, and here suppose you are writing class A extends B. Actually, this type of inheritance is called as a cyclic inheritance. Means see, from A you are deriving B, and again from B you are deriving A. In this way, suppose cycle is formed here, and this type of inheritance is called as cyclic inheritance. But you cannot achieve this in C++, or again you cannot achieve this in Java also. But this is a concept only, just keep in mind what is cyclic inheritance. Again, if there is a structure like this, suppose you have written only this part, like class A extends A. Actually, this is again cyclic inheritance, but means the class itself extending to itself, means it is actually not possible and not required. This type of requirement is not there, but this is a terminology present in case of inheritance, that is cyclic inheritance. You must know what is this, and that's it. But we cannot achieve this, and getting, that's it. This is all about inheritance. If in examination you will get question like explain types of inheritance, then you have to explain all these types. But right there, this is not valid. This multiple inheritance is not supported by Java, and this hybrid inheritance is not supported by Java. Suppose there is a question like explain different types of inheritance in Java, then just you have to explain everything. But here you have to write that this multiple inheritance concept is not supported by Java, but we can implement this multiple inheritance with the help of interface. Here in case of hybrid inheritance, you have to write like this is a combination of multiple types of inheritance, but again if that combination is having multiple inheritance in it, then again that we cannot achieve. This is just a types of inheritance concept. Now, any doubts in this? Very easy.